Hello, hello.
Hi, I'm Katie.
I'm Damien.
And we're Fix a Book. We've been doing this for about 5 years online, reviewing books from a design perspective, mainly about communication as much as about pretty books.
Yeah, so rather than getting obsessed about the aesthetics, it's more about the strategy and the communication and the messaging.
Actually, we quite like ugly books, as long as they work. And we decided that as books are three-dimensional objects, we should be doing this on film. So this is the first of our Fix a Book on Film weekly sessions.
And we're filming here at the Hospital Club in Covent Garden in London, which is kind of beautiful and bizarre surroundings, which feel somehow appropriate for lots of the books we're going to look at. And we're simply going to do exactly what we do on the website, which is fixabook.com. We're just going to take a book and we're going to look at it from a strategy point of view. What are they trying to communicate and do they achieve it?
And as we go through the weeks, if you have books you want to send us, please do. We'll give you some details under the video. And come and join us if you want to talk about book design, something you've been working on, something you love. Come and join us for breakfast and join our channel. So, to kick off, Damien, you brought this one.
Yeah, well, this is a strange one. It's not. So this is here. I'll bring it right up there so you can see it. If I knew you were going to be this beautiful, I never would have let you go. It's by Judy Chicorel. I haven't heard of her, and it is published by Tinder Press, which I think is quite a headline. And the interesting thing about this is it's got a really crazy long title. If I knew you were going to be this beautiful, I never would have let you go. And I just think this is a really interesting approach to take with a book cover, because normally what authors and publishers try to do with a cover is make the title really short and crisp and memorable. It's 3 or 4 words. It's almost like a strapline or a punchline.
I've sat in so many covers meetings where everyone's gone, oh yeah, can't call it that.
Yes, exactly. It's got to be tight. It's got to be punchy. It's got to be memorable. And it's treated a bit like an advertising poster. You know, only a few. The mantra with advertising posters is you can only have 6 words. Any more than that, and people forget them. So they've gone the other way with this. I think there's something like 15 or 16 words in this title. And what's amazing about it from a design point of view is it says so much about the story itself. It gives you so many clues as to what the content might be. It has a kind of a sadness to it, and a remorse to it, a beauty to it, that it means that from a design point of view, all they really have to do with the visuals is create a mood and a tone of voice. And what they've done here is they've given it a kind of a retro feel. It's very knocked back, a beach scene. It feels kind of 1950s. It's very soft, very romantic. So they've really accepted and recognised that the title can be a massive part of the communication. And I think this is going to happen more and more with book cover design for 2 reasons. The primary driver, I think, is going to be search engine optimization, which is, it's so important to have a title that is going to come up in the algorithms for Google and for Amazon, which work in different ways. And more publishers are starting to have meetings not just about the cover design, but about the title itself, and will it work on those search algorithms? Does it need a subtitle to help boost it up the rankings? So that aspect of cover design, we think, is going to change quite a lot over the next few years.
And you also see it even with, I was looking at a new thriller, I think, called Viral, but actually the whole cover says something like, what would you do if your life went viral? So actually it's using the strapline as effectively part of the communication within the title. And this is the sort of the natural end point of that, I guess.
Yeah, so we just think it's a very interesting trend. There's not much of it around at the moment where people are thinking about titles and subtitles from a pure SEO point of view, but we really believe over the next few years that's going to have a massive impact on book design, and this is just one of the ones we want to start with, just because it starts to get people thinking in that way. So overall, it's a nice cover. It's not especially beautiful. The type is quite nice, but it feels different because of the title itself, and we just applaud the publisher for going with such a ridiculously long title, and it's allowed them to be a bit more gentle in the design, and it really sets you up for the blurb. If we just look at the back, the blurb's fine. You know, the sad thing, exactly. The sad thing about this blurb is that they haven't used the title as the springboard. So having put so much effort into choosing a radical title, then the blurb is just like a normal blurb. You know, this happened, then this happened, then this happened. It doesn't seem to use the title as its start point.
You can have a lot of fun with it, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So we think that's a missed opportunity, and it's a classic example which lots of publishers seem to do, which is they treat the title and the visual and the blurb as completely separate entities, and
especially as then there's another load of long copy on the inside flap. So you actually don't need to explain the book on the back like this.
One of the things we really believe is when you're looking at book design from a strategic point of view, you should be thinking about it as a complete package of communication, including the spine, of course, which is why on the site we have a whole section just on spines. So overall, interesting, a pointer to the way titles and covers might go in the future. Missing a trick on the blurb, but certainly something that's worth reviewing on Fix a Book.
Yeah, feels very nice as well. The matte cover makes it feel like it's sort of one of those books that sits on your shelf for years and years and years, and you keep reading. It feels sort of used and worn.
Absolutely,
lovely.
Yeah. Okay, so that is If I Knew You Were going to Be This Beautiful, I Never Would Have Let You Go. Thank you.
Thank you, and do send us your books to review. See you next week.
Bye bye.